Brought to you by Preferred Insurance Center. If you're not with Preferred Insurance Center, you're probably paying too much.
This is Dan Mullenkamp with Preferred Insurance Center, and I'm here with Hank Sweeterman. And Hank's been a long-time auto and homeowners client of ours, but today he's in to talk about an experience with us regarding long-term care insurance.
Right.
Okay. Hank, let's start out with, what was your situation before you called us? What happened?
I called you to ask, and I actually called another representative in the area of another long-term care insurance company to ask if there have been increases. And you indicated to me that you haven't had any in the last several years, and they told me the same thing. That doesn't mean, though, I think like both of you indicated, that that couldn't happen, that maybe next year you guys might go through the same thing. Well, in our light of our conversation, you said, you brought up Ken Patterson, and as I told him, and I told you, I only wish I had talked to him earlier, because, you know, people sit and talk to you about things. They talk to you about this, that, and you think you hear everything, you think you remember everything, but he and I have never met, and yet in our phone conversation, I feel like I'm much more informed today, even though I didn't buy from him, you know, he threw out a couple options, and he told me that right up front. He said, Hank, when we're all done, he says, you might say, I can't afford to make that switch, which Joyce and I decided that we couldn't. And anyhow, the thing about is, with the computer today, like, he emailed me a couple forms that everything was black on white, and I had it. He's not giving me a script here to read or anything else. This is kind of coming from the heart, and if anybody knows me, knows that I'm pretty upfront, pretty honest about things. And if I can help anybody else out like this and not make the same mistake, I certainly would. Ken Patterson gave me a chart, and he showed, well, Hank, this is how much your long-term health care is, okay? But this is what the going rate is in a long-term care facility. Now, how are you going to make up that difference?
Now, so you dealt with Ken. Obviously, you felt he was very professional, right?
Oh, no question, yes. I told him on the phone, I said, I only wished I had talked with you 6 years ago, before I made the decision we made.
Now, did you ever feel pressured in any way
No.
to buy anything?
No, he told me right up front. He said, Hank, I don't really have anything in this, because he says, you probably might decide at the end, because of the expense and everything else, you're not going to be able to afford to make the change, make the move.
Is it a difficult or complicated thing to do?
No. You know when you're going in, you mean to get long-term care?
Well, just to go through the process with Ken about deciding even if you need it or you want
it. No. He told me when he called, we played a little bit of phone tag at the beginning, but his first call, and he said, Hank, I'll probably take a half hour of your time. And he said, but I would, if you have that time, I would like for you to call when you do have a half hour. Well, it was an hour, and but it was an hour well spent. Did I feel good about it after I got off the phone? No, not because of him, but like I told him at the end, I said, at least now I know what I got. And I also know what I need to think about down the road, financially. If something does happen to Joyce or I, and we do end up in the nursing home, so we're not going to be blindsided. At least he made us aware of some things that we weren't aware of. If anybody's going to buy long-term care, if you don't buy from him,
go see
have him
talk to him.
Present it.
Brought to you by Preferred Insurance Center. If you're not with Preferred Insurance Center, you're probably paying too much.